Today was a rough day, like emotionally rough. I feel like I was hit by a bus. Ironically, it's actually Mental Health Awareness Month. And my thoughts today are like, why is no one really talking about the impact of your mental health and your loved one's mental health during a diagnosis? I definitely know in the past I've not really shined a light on even my mental health with my previous diagnosis, and even being surrounded by other friends who've had breast cancer in the past. It's not really anything we discussed. I've had a chance to kind of reflect on the past and like reflect on some of my friends who've gone through breast cancer, and I now realize that they were struggling big time with mental health, mental and emotional and psychological health through their journeys. Um, and I don't even really know exactly what, under the umbrella of mental health, I don't know exactly what I'm dealing with. I know I'm dealing with anxiety for sure. Um, but outside of that, like I can't, I'm no medical professional, so I do have a therapist, and she is amazing and has been amazing to me since 2019. Um, when it comes to being able to dial back in and look at things from perspective and use the tools to get through, also give myself permission to feel. Yeah, I feel like I've been hit by a bus, like emotionally hit by a bus. Um, I actually said today to another friend of mine, um, right before I had a meltdown on the phone with her, which no one else gets that. She's probably the only friend that gets the meltdown. I said, I feel like a snake has been wrapped around my neck and is squeezing really tight and I can't breathe. And she said, it's interesting that you use that analogy because snakes shed skin and you're in the season of shedding. And I'm like, the one thing I didn't mess up picking my friends. I got some great friends. And I really think leaning on them and having these conversations and letting them go deep and philosophical with me is going to help me a lot. And just letting them in and allowing them to be that for me and to receive it. I'm grateful for that. But I had to take stock today of my feelings and mentally where I am with this. I would love to see more, um, when it comes to this breast cancer health and like going through the journey. And like we have a team, we're assigned a team of specialists, we're assigned a team of people. I don't understand why a mental health professional wouldn't automatically come as part of the team. I don't understand why there's not enough conversation, enough literature, enough advocacy for this part, because I think this is the hardest part. This is, to me, the hardest part and has been the hardest part in my past And I've been saying since I got the diagnosis that my biggest concern is my mental health and returning back to any normalcy in my life before I'm mentally healed, because I was already diagnosed with complex PTSD. So the road to recovery is not just about how long or the estimated time of how long it's going to take for a person to get through their battle, to be able to physically fully get back to life. I have no doubt that that part is going to happen, but just last weekend I was having dinner with one of my friends who had breast cancer. She's part of my, I call her part of the girls, part of the team support group that she formed immediately when I told her about my diagnosis. And she looked me dead in my face and said, "It's been 5 years and I'm still pissed off. I'm still dealing with the emotional scarring." I almost feel like grief is a like my relationship with grief, and like that's going to be a part of who I am for the rest of my life. And that part is fine. I just have to learn how to make sure that grief doesn't overcome me and that I can manage the grief, but be fair to my feelings, be honest with myself. Um, as a bodybuilding coach, I used to tell my team all the time, like, take your 5 minutes to have your moment, but when the 5 minutes are over, like, go after it. And I may have to actually write that on some sticky notes and put it all through my house for the next 6 to 8 months, which is if that's what I need to do, then that's what I need to do. But yeah, my mindset today is, how do you mentally prepare for cancer? How do you mentally prepare after cancer? Especially when you've been diagnosed before. How do you mentally prepare for that? And why are there not enough discussions about that? Why isn't there mental health preparation even before the operation? Why is that not a thing? It doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, needless to say, knowledge is power. I'm grateful for my awareness. I am going to make sure that I advocate for myself and do the due diligence to go real hard and heavy on the mental health and self-love and self-care, whatever that looks like for me. Got my coloring book ready. And I am going to tackle this mind, body, and spirit. So, time to go get this work.